Alright, thank you for checking out this video. This is just going to be like a little quick one, really, hopefully, on how to mount an M203 to an MWS. And you'd think it would be pretty straightforward, but the Marui barrel setup and how it sort of connects to the delta ring and the receiver isn't exactly like mil spec. So you can't just use like a standard M203 barrel mount. You need to do stuff to it, and I've kind of found a way around it, really, and I thought I'd share that. Obviously I put the 203 on the M4 CQBR in my previous video on the MWS about my impression that I'm going to be doing Half-Life Opposing Force impression for like a weekender sci-fi themed event, and I've kind of messed about with it a little bit more since doing that video. I've found a better way of doing the M203, and I'm probably going to run it more in this configuration. I might also swap out the stock for like the Car 15 one. It's currently on my XM177. Right. So yeah, that's better. Suits the retro vibe a bit more, I think. And it's just another way to like cut weight. I'm going to be running around with this all weekend in the woods. Probably good to cut as much weight as possible. Right, so the cutting weight is kind of the main theme here with this, to be honest. The other ways of mounting a 203 to a Tokyo Marui MWS or NGRS, I believe, are actually involve a lot more weight being added. Now what I've done here is simply just pressure fit the clamp onto the barrel. Now the actual barrel itself has a screw in the way here that connects it to the delta ring, I believe, and like the base of the barrel. And this is so that you can like pull everything off, I believe. You can pull the barrel off without having to disassemble the front sight post like assembly, because otherwise you'd have to pop those pins out to remove this and then unscrew the delta ring, which is what most Airsoft replicas do. This doesn't do that. It's opted to go for a way where you disassemble, you can separate the barrel from a base part of the barrel to be able to remove things easier without having to punch pins out here. VFC do it as well, a slightly different way, but they basically do like the same thing, and it just makes it easier for, like, I don't really know to be honest. If you want to change your hop or you're in a barrel, you still need to like get the delta ring off. So I'm not too sure why Airsoft replicas do this. But if I get the grenade launcher off, I'll show you what I mean. So you have this screw piece here, and because it's not like a recessed screw, it actually just protrudes the grenade launcher going on as normal as it should. So the usual way around this would be to use, you know, the bottom of the rail, and this is what I was doing before. Use the bottom of the rail to attach your grenade launcher, and then just use another one, just like a Picatinny launcher on there, and you're good, right? Job done. However, that introduces a lot more weight, because you're not only you're confined to not only use this part of the rail but also the other part of the rail, which obviously is just two clamping bits of metal weight. That is fine, and it is a vibe, don't get me wrong, like nothing against having the Riz rail with the grenade launcher attached to it, it's still a vibe, but for practicality, I know this is stupid talking about practicality with an airsoft grenade launcher that I'm not actually going to use to fire grenades with. It's purely for vibes and the look. But I am going to be running around with it all weekend, and so I figured I don't want that chunky metal weight and stuff, and then it's like disassembling the PEC setup and stuff that's on that rail system as well. It's just more faff and more weight, and I will have a lot more fun playing if I'm more comfortable with my setup. Not that I'm against having a heavy setup, I want to have a fun weekend. You know, these weekend events cost a little more than your usual game, and you want to make sure you're enjoying yourself, and I will enjoy myself if my gun's just a little bit light. So literally you just squeeze it on. This cheap Chinese metal that the grenade launcher is made out of, I'm pretty sure this is like a can't remember. I recognized it somewhere for the white bad trademarks, and I can't remember what it was exactly. Might be an old classic army, but yeah, the cheap metal is softer than whatever the metal is that the Marui barrel's made out of, so it just kind of pressure fits on, and then you are able, as you saw before, to put your barrel clamp on. Now it's not quite straight because the grenade launcher is not quite as far into the gun as it should be, but it will do. Now before I clamp that on there, obviously, like, this rifle is my CQBR, and I've got this SEMA barrel extension on here, and I've actually had to tape it together because it is, if you think about it, if I was to slam the charging handle, if I was to slam the grenade launcher barrel forward, I don't know why I would, because I'm not going to load it, but if I was to do that too hard, I do risk yanking this off, and the threads for this SEMA extension are fucked. It basically just slots onto the barrel threads. I'm not going to take it off and show that right now because I've got it on there quite well. And what I did was I put tape around the Tokyo Marui CQBR's barrel threads, and then was able to actually get enough grip on the threads and what's left of the threading on the barrel extension, and with that tape it just gave it the extra grip that it needed to thread on properly and be on there. I've then just taped around the gap a bit to just assist any unwanted wheeling, and it seems to work okay. Obviously everything's different when you actually get it out into the field, into the game, and sort of the thick of it, but I will take just like a set of Car 15 handguards to throw on here in case there are any issues with running the grenade launcher in this way. So the other option would be to get like a mil-spec barrel with a mil-spec barrel attachment. I say mil-spec, you know, just like a copy of what the real thing's supposed to be, so that the grenade launcher can just like slot straight on. And there are companies that do that. I think Angry Gun, maybe Z Parts, but they're quite hard to find at the moment in stock anywhere. And obviously with those, you just replace your whole barrel. I quite prefer the Angry Gun one because it does come in two pieces like this, with a 10-3 and then an extension, so you can still have it as a CQBR or the full length M4A1. For now, this is fine. If I end up breaking the barrel doing this, I guess that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to just like find one of those. I suppose if I break the barrel, I'll just take whatever I can get. I'll do just the full length Z Parts M4A1 one if I have to. But yeah, I think this is a fucking absolute vibe. The heat shield with the grenade launcher and the M4A1 length with this retro little Seymour carry handle combo is like pucker vibes. I really like this. It reminds me of like Grand Thumb did a similar one. I'm pretty sure. It might have been a bit shorter. I think it was like the barrel was literally as long as it needed to be to have the grenade cut. It was like cut down to like 13 inches or 12 and a half inches or something. And I always thought that was really cool. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. Now, I know I was originally going for like a Colt 727 vibe, and you know, using this carry handle instead of, you know, what's currently on there. But I found that this carry handle, it sits kind of pissed, and it's fine. It's flat. It's not the rail mount on top, and what you know, yeah, you sit it on there flat, and then when you tighten it down, it just goes like slightly pissed to the right. So it was really noticeable when I had the optic on top, and so I opted to switch it out for this. But I've just had a thought, maybe this attachment is better, maybe. So let's just give that a little go. Because obviously I would like to have the carry handle for the carry handle vibes, because it's supposed to be, I mean, it's supposed to be a fixed carry handle. Maybe this will fix it. Looks like they're the right thread pitch, which is good. I was thinking they wouldn't be for some reason. Right, if this has fixed it, then all the better. And I do prefer these like much smaller knobs on here. They're a bit more forgiving for it being a 27. No, it's still pissed. You can still kind of see that it's pissed. So yeah, I mean, it bugs me enough, because I do want to have the option of having an optic as well. And I guess like this has enough of the carry handle for me to, you know, get over it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a car 15, but I think we're just gonna have to go with this. It's a better option. It's a much cooler option. I don't think it takes too much away from the impression, and we do have the MP5 as well anyway, so we'll do that. I do have something coming that might turn up in time that has a fixed carry handle, that if I can get the 203 on it in a similar fashion, I might take instead. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Obviously, if that does arrive, there'll be a bunch of content on it, so keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do all that stuff, so that, you know, you get a little notification when I do upload new stuff. And yeah, so this is how I'm gonna take it to the weekender at Invicta Battlefield. It's still not locking back on empty properly at all. That was a lot of shots fired before it locked back on empty there. Someone did comment on my last video saying maybe it was me putting too much gas in the mag, but I purposefully only filled this one up for like 10 seconds, and it wasn't like, this isn't the first time I've fired it since. I've done that a lot. So, oh, there we go. That was good. That was on full auto as well. So, no, there we go. Yeah, we're still a bit disappointed on that. 2 rounds. But yeah, so I am, for the event, just going to be running it with duster gas anyway, just because last year, as I've mentioned before, last year at the event it was like so hot. All of our guns were really hot with green gas, so we had to use duster, and we didn't have enough duster to last. So some of us ended up switching to electric guns. which they were NGRS MP5, so you know it's woe is us, you know. They're still very good. All right, so yeah, quick little update there, but that is how to get a 203 onto your MWS or NGRS gun without modifying anything. That is like not going anywhere. Like it's on there. Like I'm shaking that against its weight. It's good. It's not going anywhere. So there you have it. Thank you for checking out this video. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. You're the best. Like and subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.